Are you interested in starting an EV charging business, but you're trying to figure out what to do first? Well, you're not alone. So today I'll be sharing the solutions. I'll be sharing some of the most common questions that I get from other entrepreneurs when they're trying to figure it out too. This is the last and final video of the 3-part question and answer series. In this video, I'll be covering topics like DC fast charging, finding investors, and closing projects. And I'd love it if you were to subscribe to the channel, like the video, and also please comment below if you have any other questions that I didn't answer. And if you'd like to book a one-on-one strategy call with me, feel free to book a time in the links below. Also, check out my course for entrepreneurs called How to Start an EV Charging Business. This is everything I wish I knew when I was building an EV charging company. It will help fast track you right to the money and help you avoid all the common mistakes. And make sure you watch to the end of the video because that's the best part. All right, let's go. Yeah, man, you nailed it. That's exactly the hardest part about this industry. Exactly what you just explained is when you see a charger on someone's land, you think it's simple. You just go put a charger there, but there's so many different people involved and the way to pitch it to them, because a lot of people don't know how this whole thing works. Like it's confusing, right? So the way I would pitch it to them would be like, look, we're the only company I know that's offering EV chargers at no cost. You won't have to pay for anything. There's no monthly payments. You don't have to pay for the install, nothing. We'll never ask you for any money. We're still in our early stages, and this is something that we're offering right now. It might not be available in the future, put that whole time sensitive thing on there. And in return, we're asking to receive 100% of the profits that go into the chargers. We'll maintain them, we'll operate them. If there's anything goes wrong, we'll take care of it. And it's just a great added amenity for anybody who visits your location. Something like that, Just the key is no cost, like no cost. Don't say free, because free people are like, what do you mean it's free? What's the trick here? What's the catch? Yeah. But if you say no cost for a limited time, then that kind of gets the ball rolling, I found. Sorry, say that again. Do I think what is smart? Yeah. Talk to realtors. Realtors and property managers are the entry point to a lot of opportunities. They hold the book of all the different options. Or you could go, what I would do is I would literally pull up Google Maps, find a building based on location, and then look up the address on Google, type it in, and usually you can find who the property manager is of that building. And once you find, it'll say managed by First Service Residential, or, there's usually like 5 big monster property management companies, and they'll have like 50 property managers that work for that company, right? And then you call the property manager and say, hey, I'm looking to speak to the property manager of this building, this specific building. And then they'll duck and dodge you because they're getting calls from salespeople all the time, right? So you just got to stay on it. Then you'll get through to one person and they'll be like, oh yeah, this building doesn't want it, but I actually have another building that was asking me about it. And then boom, it just starts to roll. So try to find specific property managers and build relationships with them. Yeah, great question. So there is a couple key things I'd always look for. If the electrical room was on a different floor, that's going to be a lot because you got to drill through floors, go through walls and stuff. So the reason why being close to the electrical room is key is because the wires, like the conduit wires from the charger to the electric room, every foot just increases the cost because it's the labor hours for those electricians to wire it all. Every foot you go, it's more hours on site. So the closer to the electrical room, the better. The other biggest thing is there's 2 ways to mount these chargers, either on the wall or on one of those pedestals, like the pole. And if you have to do it on a pedestal, it's going to be like 4 times the price because you got to dig up all the concrete to run all the wires underground. So a dream scenario is the electrical room's right here. There's a wall and you can mount the charger right on the outside of that wall. That's the best way to go. Yeah. Mostly what we were talking about was for level 2, but if you do go level 3, you're probably not going to be able to get away with no lease payment. So if you find a mall or something, your offer will be like, we'll pay for we'll pay to install the chargers, and then we'll pay you a monthly rate of $300 a month or something to rent those stalls there. And if you were super ambitious, you could just do a test site like at your house, test out the software, and then just go right into DC fast charging. You're absolutely right. Like, I'm so excited about this industry. Like, I have no doubt this is just going to blow up with enough time. Yeah, there might be some dips and whatever in the market, but it's like Bitcoin. Everyone was hating on Bitcoin for so long. And then boom, now the governments are using cryptocurrency. It's just a matter of time until this thing explodes. And you guys are on the right track. DC fast charging is definitely where the money is at. It's just, it's expensive. It's expensive to invest in it. So I always try to talk to people like as if it was my money. I don't want anybody to waste money or, make bad investments. So I would start with the baby steps, put the legwork in, invest, in the level 2, get the software figured out, still make a little bit of money from the level 2. But once you got that locked down, then you're ready to go to the next level of DC fast charging. And as said, which was a great point, which is like, if you have a proven concept with level 2, it'll be way easier to find investors for level 3. Yeah. And it feels good for people to invest in something positive, like positive for the environment. It's a good look for everybody. And you guys are on the right mindset with not just relying on the charging to make your money back for the property. Pair it with all these other little things. You can be so creative with this. The sky's the limit. So use the charging as like the foundation, and then you can piggyback all these other extra things on top. But yeah, you have access to all those people. Promotion should be so easy for you. So with the app, you can if you put in a code, you can get free charging for the first session. So you could hand out cards and be like, hey, use our charger. You can get free charging for the first 20 minutes or something like that, just to incentivize people to go and check out your charger. So yeah, I'd say that the first step is talk to Charge Lab, step 1. And then in the meantime, just start planting some seeds, create that offer sheet. And I don't know if you use Canva or something like that. Create like a really rough offer sheet, maybe 5 bullet points of what we're offering, just like the most attractive sales points of the offer, right? Don't worry about the contract yet. Just try to get your first site visit, someone to say, yeah, we'll take a free quote, then book your electrician, and then go from there. And we can talk again. If you're stuck at a step and you're like, what do we do now? Just let me know and I'll help you.